everyone. Welcome to my edition of Know Your Neighbor, the Barrhaven episode. I'm Sujata Kumaraswamy, a broker at Remax Hallmark Realty Group. I'm privileged to be a local Barrhaven realtor. Today, I'm at the Westpointe retirement community, and my special guest is Josh Dubovie, marketing manager at this community. Hi, Josh.
Hi, Sujata. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Thank you for your valuable time.
Of course. My pleasure.
So, can you tell us something about yourself and how you transitioned into this community?
Yes, absolutely. So I have quite an interesting story, to be honest with you, and I'm very grateful for it. So I used to be a professional singer in the UK, and I used to sing at retirement homes, I would sing at hospices, and so I had kind of a good idea of what this environment was like already. And I was singing all the Frank Sinatra, like Dean Martin, all the swing music, and then essentially had a really enjoyable career. And then I went to work on a cruise ship, and it was an over 65s cruise ship, and part of the role was I had to sit with the guests on the ship and kind of start conversation with them. And Sandra, Bob likes to play golf and that kind of stuff too, right? So I had a really good experience with them, and truthfully, I had no idea that this role that I'm playing right now, that I'm doing right now as a marketing manager, I had no idea this even existed. I've worked in sales, I'd worked in lots of different areas, and then ultimately a friend of mine went to work for a different company, and he said to me that he thought I'd be great for this, and he essentially gave me a job interview with one of his sister properties. And I was curious, right? Because it's unless you know about the thing, you don't know what the thing is. So when I found out what it was, I was thinking, all of my skills that I've been learning over the time have kind of come together. I've always shown an interest in real estate, and this is like real estate for seniors. I was singing in the retirement homes. I was meeting and greeting the seniors too. So I kind of stumbled upon this. But the whole reason that I'm in Canada, because obviously you can tell I'm not from here. That cruise ship that I was singing on docked in Charlottetown, PEI. I just wanted to be by myself. I went to a restaurant, and the lady I'm marrying was actually my waitress in the restaurant. Oh, wow. So of course I had to have a complete shift of career when I came here, and I have not looked back since.
Wow, it's totally tailor-made for you.
No, it seems that way.
Can you give us an overview of the facilities and amenities at this center?
Absolutely, yeah. So essentially the idea behind what we do is that residents come and they're as autonomous and independent as possible, and they don't leave unless they want to leave. So we have things like a doctor on staff who's here once a week. We have 24/7 nursing care. We have a memory care floor. We have an assisted living floor. So of course people, they want to be able to age in place. And so the idea is that they will come to us either independent or needing a little bit of assistance. And then over time, should they need anything extra, then there's not a big rigmarole to try and get the extra services. They just let us know, and then we'll start doing their medicine administration, or we'll start doing their laundry or their bathing assistance, stuff like that. But yeah, we got some really great amenities in the building too. So we have a saltwater pool, which I hope I get to use at some point. We have a gym, we have a beautiful theater. There's a rooftop terrace as well, which is just a beautiful scene. I mean, we're right here on Strandherd, and when you go up to the roof, you don't even feel like you're in Barrhaven. So, exactly. But yeah, services, I mean, we do, like I mentioned, the laundry, the daily housekeeping. We have the ability to help people escort to the dining room if they're having more cognitive deterioration, incontinence. I mean, there's quite a lot that we do. And usually if somebody's living on an independent floor and they just need a little bit of services from us, but they're not quite ready for the assisted living floor, we'll bring in the home care or the LIN, as people may know them, to kind of bridge that gap as well. So there's a full spectrum of people that come here, and the idea, like I said in the beginning, is that they don't have to leave. And that's when they can just enjoy their retirement, because they're only going out on day trips or to visit family, not to go to doctor's appointments or to mow the grass or to get groceries. Everything's kind of in-house.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's beautiful because I know memory care is not offered by a lot of facilities.
Right.
And like you said, I know a friend who had to move because they did not offer that. So I know you do offer that in this facility.
That's right.
And there is an increasing demand as well for that with the seniors.
It does seem to be, yeah. And I think it's because I know that we're probably going to talk about what we have for the community as well. And I know a lot of places there's either female only memory care, and we have mixed, or they don't have memory care at all. And so for us, the ability to have that in the building and to assess, right? Because people aren't always ready to move to the memory care just because they have a bit of dementia or Alzheimer's. They may not still be ready to go down to the floor immediately. Mm-hmm. So that's why we try to assess every person as much as possible and kind of predict, and speak to the family and say, hey, mum's finding it a bit unmanageable on the floor now. Or they may even come to us and say, I think it's time to look at the memory care floor. Mm-hmm. But we still bring our residents down. They come to all the concerts. They go on day trips. So they're definitely a big part of the community still. Because I think a lot of people think it's like the room in the house that you don't go to, right? But we're proud of our memory care floor. We have an outdoor patio just for them. And we have a large dining room, a lounge just for the memory care residents. And obviously with supervision, they can use all of the building. It's just of an evening, if they were to start wandering and put themselves at risk or danger, then that would be obviously the benefit of being on the secure floor.
That's awesome to know.
Yeah.
What steps are you taking for seniors, or safety measures are you taking in the light of recent health concerns?
Right, yeah, the elephant in the room, right? So we're following public health guidelines, and essentially whatever they say, we try to stick to as close as possible. You have to be careful with that too, because people don't want to feel like they're in a prison. So we have to make sure that we're abiding by the policies, but also know when to kind of ease up a little bit. But for the most part, when people come in, we're doing hand washing audits. Mm-hmm. Everybody's expected to sign in, and if they're symptomatic, they obviously please do not come, right?
Yes. Sure.
And essentially for the residents in the building, if they are symptomatic, we do have an isolation period, as I think most places will, because they should all be following the public health policies. And we've got really high vaccination rates, and we have people in the building who are making sure that we're cleaning everything, all the surfaces. So it's taken seriously. But like I said, we're in a time right now where thankfully it's not as severe. So we have to also. These policies were in place long before the recent public health scare, right? Mm-hmm. We had things like gastro, which would be, people would be getting sick. Mm-hmm. And so we had to have a protocol for that. And the common flu, we had a protocol for that. So this is nothing new. It's just, I think everybody had to heighten it, right? Because we didn't know what we were dealing with. But thankfully now we have a really good idea of what the deal is. And we seem to be so far so good.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, essentially we have to adapt and
it's
change.
An extension of what you were already doing.
Exactly.
Right? So in your view, Josh, how do you say that the Westpointe retirement community stands apart from the other retirement homes in this neighborhood?
Yeah, so we did touch on it a little bit with the fact that our memory care here, some are not mixed and ours is, and obviously a lot of other places they might not have the level of care that we're able to provide. Besides the fact that we're the brand new shiny penny in the community, yes. It shows very well. I would say that at this time, and yes, staffing does change from time to time. People move on, people get promoted or whatever. The team that we have here is incredible, and I say that through experience. And everyone's willing to jump in and help each other, which goes a long way. Mm-hmm. And but essentially, our rooftop terrace is a big feature, like I was mentioning, and just I think why I like working for Riverstone is because they genuinely care about the staff and the residents, right? So I feel very happy and comfortable coming to work. People are, for the most part, smiling. It's not forced upon us, like you have to smile, yes. Right? It's a general feeling of like it's enjoyable to come to work, and that really trickles down onto the residents, right? They can tell that we're here. It's a very serious decision that people are taking when they come. and sometimes it's the last big decision that they're making in their lives. And I personally take that very seriously, and I think hopefully the rest of the team exhibit that behavior too. And I think that the residents really feel like they belong, that they feel welcomed. And you know, it's funny because all the cliche phrases that you hear thrown around, like, oh, we're a warm and welcoming community, just come and see it. You know, come and experience it, because the thing is, like, at the end of the day, we all do relatively the same thing. We all have the meals, we all do a level of care, we all have activities, etc. What you cannot fake is how the place feels. So that's what I'd encourage people to do if they're curious about Westpointe, or any Riverstone home for that matter. Come to the home and feel it for yourself, because you can't, like I say, you can't fake that, right? So, and that's what I think Riverstone and Westpointe specifically does very well.
Yes, I've been to your open house and I've seen your studio rooms, your 1 bedroom, your 2 bedroom, and we're sitting here in this beautiful dining.
Yeah, it is lovely.
It is gorgeous, right? So it just feels like home.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it doesn't feel institutional. And it's still relatively modern, but it's not so modern that it's lost its traditional look and feel as well. Like even the artwork is Koyman galleries as well, so people enjoy there's lots of things that they can be engaged with and enjoy, lots of little pockets of areas to sit in. You know, we have a library and we have all these different areas to go and relax. So it's I love working here, and you know, when I invite people here, it's great because I know that they're just going to enjoy it, right? So for me, it's a dream, because the rest is just communicating the information as effectively as possible, and the rest is up to them, right? Yeah. So it's like, I'm not worried about the building filling, because it is. And so it's just I get to enjoy showing people why it's filling.
Because you're so passionate too, right?
Yeah.
You enjoy it every day. And I think you're going to be having a grand opening. Is it open to the public? Can you give us some...
I think we might have a couple different grand openings. So we will be doing one where we invite all of the industry contacts, and so we'll invite people like OMS, the Ontario Medical Supply. A lot of the people in the plaza just opposite Citygate Plaza will invite, you know, opticians and all these kind of different industries. And then we may have a public one. It might just be an open house that we say is the grand open house. Because there are a couple of rooms that we're still waiting to completely finish, because we only opened on October 4th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
My birthday.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, well, happy belated. And so, yeah, as I said, we're filling up nicely. And when we have our grand opening, we want it to be completely finished, right? So there's always, it's like when you move to a new place, so you're living out of boxes for a minute, or if you go on vacation, you might live out your suitcase for it. But we're looking to obviously get finished up with that. But that can be expected in the next couple months, for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your valuable time in your busy schedule.
No, of course, it's been a pleasure.
So this Westpointe retirement community is it's almost like a sanctuary in the heart of Barrhaven. Close to parks, close to restaurants, to coffee shops, anything, the theater, and much, much more. So if you have friends, family who are looking to retire in the near future, you should definitely come and take a tour of this beautiful retirement community.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sujata. Of course. Thank you.